can already tell we don't live in the
But
same
by the
world.
way, I was raised by
No one cares. Yo, I know what she's gonna
a
say.
black nanny for my entire life.
Why's she
growing up.
pressed? Why's she pressed?
Yeah, lots
nanny,
of
so
lots
you
of
have-
white people have been raised by
Well,
black
I'm
nannies
sorry, but
over.
she raised me as my mom
Yeah.
because my mom wasn't there.
But you don't
Bro, that doesn't. What's that to do with that race? What?
walk through life the way that I do, and I don't walk through life the way that you
I
do,
think
or that
that's
he
such
does,
a
or that she.
victim, like.
Yo. Yeah, she definitely. Yo, you were right. She is a Karen.
Can I ask, like, what is everybody's family background here in America?
I'll start. My dad is actually indigenous. He's Native American, Cree Nation, and my mom is a Black American.
Black American as well. I'm born here. My parents are from Compton. I also do have indigenous heritage as well, the Houma Nation in Louisiana.
My parents are just simple blue-collar
I feel
working
like everyone has
white
Native
Americans.
American
My
in them, man.
dad's
From
from
America.
California. His dad was from Canada. His mom was from Texas.
I was born in New York, but my parents are from Korea.
I was actually born in Europe, and I've been here for 7 years, and I filed for a green card recently.
Yeah, I was born
Green-
Colombia,
What's a
raised
green
there.
card?
American dad.
That allows
my
you to
mom's
stay in
Colombian.
there, right?
What do we think makes an American, or makes someone more American than other? Like, what are our opinions on that?
I think it's a choice because we're like such a melting pot of everybody. But if that makes you feel proud, then that's what you are.
I could like agree with
Yo,
that.
why can't they do like that?
I also think too though that like lineage does matter and make a difference just because there are communities in America that have been here. I think that should be taken into consideration.
That's also my personal opinion. I get that a lot. It's like, oh, it doesn't get much more American than you, but like, I haven't served in the military. I haven't, you know.
You don't have
I
to.
served in the Air Force for 6 years. And I don't think that makes
Yeah.
me more American actually,
What?
because it was more of a transactional agreement. I got paid to do it.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree as well. I was in the military. If you're just like a dad who wakes up or a mom who
How
wakes
can
up
you,
working
like-
80 hours a week, those
Are
are real
they doing, like,
Americans
a
right there.
thingy
People are like,
test?
oh,
I
he's
bet they're gonna
military.
do,
You
like,
must
a-
love
like a
America
DNA
so
test
much.
and
I'm
they
like,
just say
America's just a piece
he's a
of dirt on the
certain
ground to me.
percentage.
People who contribute to their community in a meaningful way, those are the most American people to me.
Can you guys start
fair.
rearranging yourselves as you ask questions?
I think number one for sure.
What?
And I just think only because you two have
Yeah, I can
connection to somewhere
go
else.
in the end for now.
Yeah, I'll move.
She's all for
Second to
now. I'm at the bottom, honestly.
Well, the metro.
I am, for sure, for so many reasons. It's kind of weird, but I feel like I'm a human being. Like, that's my metric. That's what I'm concerned about, and I think
No
that that's more
fucking
important
shit.
than being from a
Of course you're-
country.
I completely
What?
agree. I imagine a future in which you can go
That's
anywhere,
not my
participate
question.
in that community respectfully, and like be
Oh
a
my
part
God,
of
man,
it.
this
But
is-
I do
this
think
is
it's
stone,
important to
man.
some degree to classify things because
I'm
there
a
are a lot
human,
of
no
wrongs
shit.
that America hasn't righted
that-
yet. I think once we get to a point where we can all like kumbaya together, none of this will matter.
The fact that there's so much to
Yeah.
talk about in terms of
wouldn't-
like what has gone wrong or who did what you're doing is you're basically trying to blame somebody. And at all times, blaming people doesn't
Yo.
help with the actual issue is like
What's she
moving
talking about?
forward.
What's she
But I
talking
mean, we
about?
can't really move forward until we acknowledge what happened yesterday and we atone
But
for it.
I'm
Why can't we just be
I'm
okay
so
and like
confused what
just be good? Like we're so
We
far
have to
beyond
atone
that.
for certain things.
No, we don't. That's like that's more of like a religious thing.
Yo, what is she talking about?
You know, it's not about
Yeah.
pointing fingers at individual people, it's pointing fingers at like a system that still has like negative effects for lots of different groups of people.
Does everybody vote that can? And did you vote since you could?
I
like
did not
ever
vote.
since you could?
I didn't vote either.
I
She
hate
does,
politics.
100%.
But the main thing about what
Should just
we
be
fought
waffling.
for on any side in
What we
America
fought
were the
for.
right to do these things like vote.
But we only have two parties to
You
pick
didn't fight
from.
for it.
I would prefer the third party, but the third party doesn't win. And if you vote for the third party, you're actually just hurting your own party. It's rigged. You do like.
It's not really, if you get involved, you can't help but be a part, you could change it.
I'd rather take care of my immediate community, my immediate goals, my immediate life. I'm going
That's
to be
true.
a good citizen, a good taxpayer. That's all.
He's the most
that I need.
American.
I agree with that.
He's a good
I'm also,
fucking guy.
I can't vote, but I am very politically active.
Right.
So I
He's a
think
good
that
fucking
might
guy.
be more impactful than like all the third of the population
I've never
who
voted
didn't
either.
vote for whatever reason.
Do you guys believe that citizenship status correlates to how American you are?
I don't agree because there's a bunch of people who come here with, you have to have $1 million. You're
telling me if you
they
got-
put you into like a
if you
community
literally
of like-minded or like people, and all it takes is $1 million for these people to come in and they don't have to do anything but just pay that money.
Yes, there are people who have millions of dollars and invested into the country, but that's not the majority of the people, and there are people who are undocumented and they want to become citizens because this is the only country they've ever known, but they can't. Are they less American just because of
That's true.
paperwork?
I think a lot of it has to do with effort too.
I
That's
thought
true.
so. I used to believe that. I used to think that if I come here, I go to school here, I work here, I can become a citizen
Oh, she's
eventually.
spitting right now,
I
Zach.
had to
She's
get
spitting.
married because that was the easiest way for me to come here. I don't think it's a fair process.
Damn,
I
she got the
can
green
get
card.
a green card in a year just because I married an American, but other
Yeah.
people have been here for decades and still can't get a green card, and I don't think that that is fair at all.
I think we should
What's
all
the
just
green
go
card
through
again?
and finish our rankings
Yeah.
and just kind
I
of say
think I'm-
why, and then maybe
That would be good.
regroup.
I think I'm number one. I think I'm the most American.
course you do.
I am a
Why?
continuation of a long line of people who have done nothing but thrive and contribute to this country.
Where's she
I
from?
mean, you don't have an America without Black and Indigenous people, just given the history and
she
all
indigenous.
the contribution. So I do
Okay.
feel like she should have been first.
Unfortunately, the thing about America is that race is just connected to everything we do. And that's why it's a mess. There are
she nice,
several
Jack.
different
She nice.
Americas. We do not live in the same world. I can already tell we don't live in the same
But by
world.
the way, I was raised by
No one cares. Yo, I know what she's gonna
a
say.
black nanny for my entire life.
Why's she
growing up.
pressed? Why's she pressed?
Yeah, lots
nanny,
of
so
lots
you
of
had-
white people have been raised by
Well,
black
I'm
nannies
sorry, but
over.
she raised me as my mom
Yeah.
because my mom wasn't there.
But you don't
Bro, that doesn't. What's that to do with like race? What?
walk through life the way that I do, and I don't walk through life the way that you
I
do,
think
or that
that's
he
such
does,
a
or that she.
victim, like
Yo. Yeah, she definitely. Yo, you were right. She is a Karen. Holy shit.
thing to say.
I am
'cause
not a
You have
victim.
as much, but you have as
How-
much potential as I
And I
do at
know
birth.
that.
What
I'm
if
not
I
trying
had
to play the
somebody-
oppression Olympics here. I'm just trying to paint a picture so that you can understand that not everyone
She's trying to say that she walks the same life as her. But what?
lives life like you. I hope she at least heard what I said, and at least
Yo,
maybe
no, that
it'll
went straight
echo,
over
you
her
know,
head,
in
man.
the future, and maybe she'll remember like this encounter.
I heard everybody's opinion and why they
She doesn't
felt
care.
that they did deserve to be an American or didn't. We all have our views, and I think they're all going to be in the end the same. That we're humans first.
I think it's best, for the sake of this conversation, to try to focus on our individual reasons why we're American and not so much because our ancestors did this and that.
Then why did you guys put me at the front?
Because of what you mentioned, like as far as I understood, you want to be here, and this is like where you see yourself and where you identify yourself as being.
Do you feel American?
But you.
Ooh. Yeah, it's all I know.
You're more
Why does
American
she
than
want-
I am, just
you
because
should
you
say
would want to
yes.
stay here. I would.
If
drop
you're first, you should be- yeah,
immediately.
off
I'll
rip.
go to the back line. If like my girlfriend said, I want to go back to Taiwan, I'd go with her right away. Free healthcare, no mass shootings. That's already like two really good pluses for me. So.
I choose America all the time, but you know, if an alien from outer space came here and said he loved America and he doesn't want to go back to space, he's an American because he takes pride in it.
I'm gonna move myself to the.
Yeah,
I'll say
I would.
number
I would
two.
also rate
You'd go back
myself
to clubbing?
lower. That's why.
I am like a dual citizen. Like I'm not
Yeah,
just
she
American.
is the most
I'm also
American, the
Colombian.
Karen.
That's still a huge part
No,
of what
she-
motivates me, who I am, the culture that I engage in.
I think you should come before me because if we're talking about like individual contribution, I think you've done more than I have.
Yeah.
There are guys who serve and do things and do really great things for this country, but like not everybody in the military is actively on the front lines fighting wars. Not everybody's a Delta Force special operator. I chose to not for patriotic reasons. It's like, do I go to school and get a lot of debt and not even know what I want to do with my life, or do I take some
The
time,
army
think
is a-
about it, and get
it's
the
a tough
government
place.
to pay me my education?
Does everyone feel
I'm
comfortable
telling
where
you,
they
majority
are?
of homeless
Yeah,
I would
people
say she
came from that
feels very
army, bro.
strongly.
She does.
I
Oh, they
do.
don't give
So where would you
I
wanna
swear they
place
give you
yourself?
no
I mean,
pension or
I think
anything
that
after
me
when you-
personally, the
when
passion
you're
and
done
the
with the
importance of me
speech.
looking out for everybody that's an American and wants to call himself American, I think that's so valuable.
I feel like you want to say number one.
I mean,
and
I
that's
do.
okay.
I do. Honestly, I think that is me.
If we're going by her metric of contribution, since I am a public servant, I do travel, I do first responder work, emergency management. I would say by that metric, I would be number
You help.
two.
Yeah,
you actually
I
help
agree.
Americans. Okay.
This is your final ranking?
She's kind of pissed.
Yes.
You're
The
locking
one,
it in?
The one here, she's pissed. She's
Okay,
pissed. shit.
great.
Oh, she's pissed. She's.
What I'm gonna have you guys do is take a mock citizenship test.
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
So
it's as if I knew.
Mock citizenship.
You guys have all been given 20 random questions, and let's see how well you guys do.
Okay.
Okay.
Mock citizens test. Yo, she's gonna get everyone wrong. A civics test evaluates an applicant's knowledge of US. I don't know, man.
How do you guys feel like you may have done?
I think I did bad.
There was at least 5 questions. I was like, man, I don't know the answer to this.
In 7th, we have Abe with 11 out of 20. We have a tie, Sydney, 11 out of 20.
A tie?
You and Abe tie.
Oh, okay.
Yo, she's
to
at the
have
bottom.
In
Yo,
5th, we have Devin, 12 out of 20.
American what? American who?
Sydney and I are definitely very impassioned about the way we feel about America, and we were the lowest on the totem pole, so.
In 4th,
you're
Lance,
American
14 out of
then.
20.
Maybe you're just dumb.
In 3rd,
Jesus.
Daniel, 18 out of 20. And at a tie for 1st, we have Gabrielle and Lila with 20 out of 20. Passing
quiz.
the civics
Yo.
test is a 12 out of 20.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
11.
failed.
12, I got
failed.
12.
failed.
Oh, so this.
Yo, what's that tell you?
It's kind of funny that the people who have the loudest voices are the ones that are at the bottom of this whole ladder.
That tends to
That's
happen.
fair.
Of course.
Yeah.
I will say when Lila was talking about how hard she had to contribute just to stay in this country, I think that speaks more volumes than being able to take
Yeah.
a test.
100%.
I agree.
I was surprised
They're pressed.
by how low some of the scores
Them
were.
two are
but
pressed.
I
Them two are
also
pressed.
wasn't surprised that I got them
Them
all
two are
right
pressed.
because this is something I have to study. So I don't think it's necessarily fair.
It's much more important for them to know what's going on right now rather than knowing like random like trivia questions about history that not even American-born people know. Being an American is not easily definable. There's gonna be always a sizable portion of the US that no matter how American you are and how hard you work to be here, they're never gonna recognize you as an